Hey y'all, wanted to do a quick video. Dolce's sleeping there. Just to let y'all know, let's see, a couple things, that some people have questioned about, like kind of continuing on the theme of pros and cons of this breed, kind of Corso. Pro is, again, the protection factor. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful, stoic creature to look at. I love looking at this dog. I put a sheet over Dolce because she was acting cold. They are spoiled. You see, I'm spoiled. But so I really want to touch on some of the cons, because in previous videos I pretty much talked about the pros, the good things about this breed, without really expounding upon some things that people might not like. And so for anyone watching this that's considering getting the dog, maybe you hadn't thought about this, or you might want to rethink it if, one thing is that they do slobber. If, for example, some people like my dad they can't stand slobber. It just grosses them out, makes them nauseous. I'm not like that at all. I don't get grossed out easily. I mean, my dad was a farm boy, he's a veterinary pathologist. He's, delivered many animals, stuck his hands up, animals to pull cows out, but slobber gets to him. So I am, not saying that you're just squeamish about anything if you don't like slobber. Some people just don't like it and don't want to be around it. I mean, he told me he wouldn't have this breed for that reason. So there's that. But it doesn't bother me. It really doesn't bother me. But that being said, you will have to be cleaning up slobber from the walls occasionally. I could show you. Sometimes he'll come in from being all, running around from outside, and he'll be sweaty and he'll shake his head and slobber will go flying, and I'll have slobber like above the light switch, for example. So it's not a huge deal to me. I just wipe it off. But as you can see right now he's not slobbering. So they don't constantly drool like, some other dogs. I don't know, bulldog maybe. I think some other dogs might drool more, but yeah, for me it's not a big issue at all. They slobber when they're eating, when they see something juicy that they want to eat. Like if you're eating a piece of cheese or something and they're staring at you, they might start drooling a little bit. I think it's kind of cute. I don't mind it at all. I just wipe it up. But other than that, they're not like slobber machines. They will slobber when they drink water. They'll go, because all those enzymes in the saliva are working to chew their food and to drink the water. So all those enzymes are active, and they'll have slobber coming out of their mouth at that point. So one thing, like, for example, that my sister can't stand it when she comes over, and especially Dolce. It's more so Dolce. When she'll come over and Dolce will go drink some water and then come say hi to my sister, and she'll have all this slobber and water from her mouth because she just took a big drink. And then she'll go and say hi to my sister, and my sister will have wet pants, So little things like that. She can't stand that. So you will occasionally get dirty with the breed. If you just got ready for work, the dog, or you dressed up getting ready to go somewhere, and the dog is drinking a big gulp of water and then comes over to say hi to you, your pants are going to get wet. It's going to happen. So I don't know. It's just something that you live with, and you just get used to it. Let's see what else. So the slobber factor, it's a huge deterrent to some people. I don't mind it, but it is something to think about. The training, something I should really emphasize more. I hadn't been doing that, but really do need to emphasize that. Ozzy didn't come out like this, this well-behaved and this mellow and, chill. That wasn't something that he came like as a puppy. I had to work on that. It's been a lot of work. So what you do is you put the work in when the dog's a puppy, and it pays off tremendously. So the puppy stage is cute, but it's not fun. It's not easy either. You have to put a lot of work into the breed, into the dog as a puppy to make sure you get this result. You get to make sure you get a well-balanced dog that's socialized to people, that's not gonna, want to bite everyone's head up that he bite everyone's head off that he meets. You want to be able to take this dog out in public with you without having to worry that, oh gosh, is this dog gonna hurt somebody? God forbid. But there are dogs out there like that where maybe the owner doesn't know any better. They get the dog, and the dog sits in the owner's house or backyard most of its life. Then someone comes over, or they take the dog out, and the dog tries to attack somebody because they think, he thinks that he's protecting the owner. Hadn't been socialized. So situations like that are what you really have to work on with the dog as a puppy, ideally as a puppy, so that you don't have that issue. And so what I did with Ozzy is, first of all, Ozzy was my first kind of Corso. And my breeder knew that, and so I had a very responsible breeder that told me what I need to do is, hey, you need to take this dog out with you to socialize it as a puppy. And she kind of mentored me along the way. So I would. It was so cute. I have pictures of it. I would take it to Home Depot with me, put him in the basket, and believe it or not, he used to fit in the little kitty basket, in the kitty seat of the basket. And everybody loved him. Everybody knows him at Home Depot. So I just let people pet on him, people will definitely come, even as a puppy, they'll be curious about this breed. And so let them pet on him, and all kinds of different people, especially children. I'll make sure that the dog doesn't have any kind of aversion to kids. So Ozzy is super well socialized to people. Now, I will tell you a story though that was kind of scary. That did happen to me before I moved here to the Texas Hill Country. I have more acreage out here, but I used to live in San Antonio, in a suburban neighborhood. And Ozzy was young at the time. Let's see, I want to say he was maybe 7 months or six or 7 months or so at the time this happened. I was walking him in the neighborhood, and one of the houses that we walked past had a German Shepherd that was in the house behind the window that looked out into the front towards us. So the German Shepherd is barking at us because he sees Ozzy. And before I could even blink, Ozzy got loose from the leash, ran to that window where the German Shepherd was, and broke the window. I mean, the two dogs were going at it, from either side of the window, and the window broke. And I want to say Ozzy was at least 100 pounds at that time, probably 120 or so. I can't remember, but he's still a big dog. 6-7 months, he's still a very big dog. And the owner was there, luckily, and, you know, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, you know, let me pay for your window. And she's like, no, it's fine, just don't walk on this side of the street if you don't mind, just stay on the other side. So I knew I had a problem on my hands, which I didn't realize that, you know, that got out of hand pretty quickly, because up until that point, Ozzy walked fine for me on a leash. I trained him on a leash to walk with me, and and he does. He walks very well on a leash. He doesn't pull me. He doesn't pull. You know, he listens to my commands on a leash. And but this was an issue of the dog being dog aggressive, and I didn't realize that. Now, I should probably back up because I think this may be related to that event a little bit, probably not entirely, but I also made the mistake of taking Ozzy to an off-leash dog park when he was a puppy. How old was he? He was about, I don't know, maybe 4 months old, probably 4 or 5 months. In Austin, there was you know, an off-leash dog park that I went to, and immediately I unloaded. As I unloaded Ozzy from the Jeep, the minute his paws touched the ground, some guy's dog, who was also off leash because it's off leash dog park, made a beeline for Ozzy and attacked him. And we didn't even have time to hardly react, but Ozzy ran underneath the Jeep. I'm yelling at this dog like, you know, what are you doing? What are you doing at this park when you can't control your dog? And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. He's never done that before. And I'm thinking, you know, how is this grown dog attacking this puppy? So, you know, I always reached out to my breeder because she's been in the business for over 30 years and she knows the breed very well. And she said, well, you know, I really don't recommend taking this breed to dog parks. They're a dominant guardian breed, and I don't know, maybe other dogs sense that about them. Who knows? But I'm saying this story because I think that since he, you know, as a puppy, he had a bad experience. Maybe he's also a little. It could be a little bit of fear aggression towards other dogs as well, but he's also an intact male, so there's definitely that. He's got a lot of testosterone on board, so he's just a male dog. You know, he's gone to, and these guardian breeds, they're not known to really love other dogs. You know, they're very territorial, very protective. And so to make a long story long, I had a problem on my hands that I had to quickly address, and I did, and I also consulted the breeder, who's a very renowned trainer as well. So, you know, she helped me through that situation, and we trained him, and I can take him to Home Depot today on a leash, and we can walk past another dog, and he's not going to like it, but he's not going to attack the dog. So lots of things. I'll do some more videos on that, and but I'm saying that just to let y'all know, you know, if you've never owned this breed, if you've never owned a guardian type breed like a Rottweiler or something like that, it's going to be a lot of work and consistency to get the dog to where you can actually take it out in public, and just to be mindful that, you know, it can go bad very quickly. You know, he developed very quickly. I weigh 130 pounds wet, so I'm very petite. I'm strong, but I'm definitely not stronger than this dog. This dog weighs more than me. It's 150 pounds versus my 130 pounds. And so it could go very bad very quickly. Yeah, you know, if I didn't have a handle on the training, if the dog didn't respect me as an alpha, you know, people that know me don't really look at me and say, oh, you have an alpha personality, because I don't. But for the dog's sake, you have to establish yourself as an alpha of the pack, so that the dog respects you. Otherwise, he's going to do what he wants to do, which is a very dangerous situation, of course. So, you know, lots of people talk about this, and I'd be remiss if I didn't as well. So I wanted to just kind of bring it up. And so yeah, the training, the drool, the dog isn't a dog that you can just leave at home, come home to, and think you got a big lap dog, gentle giant. That's not this dog. This dog is a very, of the Mastiff breeds, very, very athletic dog. They require a lot of mental stimulation and physical stimulation. So that's part of the reason I got another Corso. I wanted a dog that was a match to it, that could play with it. I also take it out and I stimulate some mental activity with the dogs. So every day you got to work with it. There's several more cons, which potential cons, not always a con, but vacation. Are you going to be able to find somebody that can watch your dog when you have to go on a business trip, for example, or vacation? Not everyone is going to want to watch this kind of breed. And for me, you know, before I had Ozzy, I had Tux, you know, the cute little pit lab mix. I would take Tux to doggy daycare and I'd go on a trip and I'm fine, you know. But Ozzy's intact, and most doggy daycares don't take an intact dog, and a lot of them don't take this breed at all. You know, there's many states and counties that don't even allow this breed. So lots of things to think about. Not to deter anybody, but just, you know, of course, do your homework like with anything. And yeah, so I'll do more videos on, you know, as I think of other things. And please feel free to drop me a line if you have any questions or, you know, any comments. For me, best breed of best dog of my life, hands down favorite breed. I'll probably never be without a Corso. But yeah, lots of work went into this. Lots of work. I'm still actually working on Dolce. I'm just putting this weed whacker together. I just bought this weed whacker, getting ready to go weed eat. But Dolce is a work in progress. She's not at the level of Ozzy as far as training goes. So, you know, she's just coming out of her puppy stage. So I'm still working with her, and but a lot of potential. You know, the dogs in general are very responsive to your training because they want to please. I don't know if any of y'all know a similar breed. It's called a Presa Canario. The Canary Island Mastiff. They look almost identical. Subtle differences to this breed, but I've heard that they're a little more stubborn to train. So I considered that breed before this one, but this one is a little bit easier to train, but they also can be stubborn. But anyway, so yeah, just a little bit of the cons. Try not to make this video too long. I gotta get out there and get some work done. But yeah, please feel free to ask me any questions, and I'll do some more I'll do some more little clips of things I can think of. But those are a few of the big ones. Some of the cons, potential cons of owning a kind of Corso. And so Miss Dolce's awake, and we're ready to go play. So yeah, we're ready to go play. Quit your yapping. Quit your yapping. All right, y'all. Well, y'all have a good day, and we will talk at you later. Say bye, Ozzy. Good boy. Say yeah. Bye, Papa. Say bye, Papa. Bye, y'all.